But, Mike, in your honest opinion, what for the year that the Lakers and the Clippers, for this rivalry to be good, what needs to happen?
I think what needs to happen is health. Both teams need to stay healthy because if one of the big four, I would call them, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, if one of them goes down, it's going to hurt either team and it's going to hurt the rivalry. So between the teams, it's tough. LeBron James and Anthony Davis on a team, that is pretty incredible. They got a solid background of players. The Clippers, though, you got to look at what the Clippers did last season. That Clippers team, what did they come back from against the Warriors that one game? Maybe 33-point lead or something in the playoffs like that?
Right.
And that was a team without Kawhi, without Paul George. And that team was led by Lou Williams, Montrezl Harrell. And those guys are still on this team. And you add Kawhi Leonard, just won the championship. Paul George
from a trade, and he wanted out of OKC.
Oh, yeah. No. Paul George, two of the best two-way players in the NBA, along with Lou Williams, Harrell. Patrick Beverley's a dog on defense. That team's going to be pretty nuts.
Yeah. And, you also, too, you didn't mention either Doc Rivers being the coach.
Yep.
I mean, this guy knows how to coach star talent, obviously, in 2008 when the Celtics won it all.
Yep.
There's a lot of things going on, with Doc and everything like that. But with I'm a huge Lakers fan, and I'm going to give you my honest take on the Lakers, okay? When healthy, this team can probably be a top 4 team in the league. If they lose out on LeBron or an AD, it ain't looking good. Because now, think about it. And I've been saying this to my co-host. I've been saying this to many people. LeBron James is on the wrong side of 30.
True.
He is not. He's coming off of a major injury. And, you look at guys like MJ and guys that have come off of long periods of stretch of time, like when MJ came back from his retirement in 95, 96. He dominated. And then he retired again after the 97, 98 season when they won the 6th championship for the Bulls. And he took off the 2 years, and he came back to Washington. Still had it in the tank somewhat, but not the same player that he once was. But you look at free agents in general, okay? You look at free agents in general that sign these big deals, they don't pan out.
It's true.
They don't pan out. But with LeBron and with everything like that that's been happening with him, look, there's a lot that can happen. And with Anthony Davis there too, keep this in mind. When Dwight Howard in his first stint with the Lakers was there, it was his contract year, right? Plays with Steve Nash, Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol. They had Mike Brown there for the first couple games. He gets canned after the 1-4 start. They had Bernie Bickerstaff there, and then they hired D'Antoni after that, okay? The year was sort of a wash after Kobe had his career year and everything like that under D'Antoni. Probably his best year outside of 05-06. And even in the MVP year too, but who's counting that? But he gets hurt. Team goes down. Everything goes down, shambles and flames. And then afterward, it's been draft pick. And the fan base wants to win.
And it looked like last year they were going to get in.
Right.
Big time.
Right.
When LeBron James went down, that was obviously horrible for the team. When Lonzo Ball went down, that was the start of it. So I think last year's team, if they stayed healthy, we would definitely not see what happened with the Lakers this summer. Because I don't think they would have broken them all up.
And not only that, but with all the rumors going around Anthony Davis and his turmoil and that saga that happened, a lot of players, once they heard that some of their names were being mentioned in trades, are like, wait, they want to get rid of me.
Yeah.
But I'm a huge, they grew up idolizing LeBron and everything like that. It was a huge honor to play with him. But, it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah,
they're trying to win games.
Because they think, I want to be here. They don't want me here. Then they second-guess themselves. Then they feel like they got to live up to the standards. Maybe they're forcing bad shots. Who know? You know what I mean? After that whole saga. So I think, with the Pelicans, if we want to touch on the Pelicans.
Go ahead.
That team is going to be one of the best teams in the league in 3 years. Zion Williamson, and all the LA guys that came over for Anthony Davis. Now, who won that trade?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. I think from looking at it now, both teams won it. because the Pelicans got so many draft picks out of that trade. And the Lakers, I mean, they're in win now mode. They want to win while LeBron is in LA.
Right.
I mean, it's going to be a great season.
You got to hope so. And, you also, too, bringing back Dwight Howard for a second here, when Dwight got traded, that was his final year of his deal.
Mm-hmm.
He left. He went to Houston. 5 years later, after what happened, 6 years later, he's back on the team now, and Anthony Davis is sort of in the same situation that Dwight was in.
Yep.
Now, do you see Dwight Howard pulling Anthony Davis over and be like, yo, man, listen, you got to do what's best for you. I did what's best for me, and, I could have had the keys to the car with the Lakers and with Kobe and everything like that, but you and LeBron have a great relationship, whereas, Kobe and I probably didn't. This is probably all stuff that they're probably talking about behind closed doors and everything, where there's no cameras.
I think it is maybe something that they're mentioning. But remember, this is 5 years later. They brought in Dwight Howard to be the Kobe Shaq type thing just years later. You know what I mean? Now Dwight is going to take that backup center, maybe even starting center role. With Anthony Davis and that situation, where Davis would be Howard in that situation, Kobe and LeBron are different. A lot different. Kobe, tough to play with sometimes maybe. He's not as, willing to give up the ball as LeBron. Right. LeBron's at a different point in his career that Kobe was, where Kobe won a lot during when Dwight Howard was on. LeBron is still going for that championship. And I mean, I'm not saying Kobe and Nash and those guys weren't, but that team didn't pan out. I think this team has, is in a better situation than that team because they're not old. How Gasol was aging, Steve Nash, Kobe was aging. Again, I think this Lakers team is dangerous, even if Dwight and AD have that conversation, and it's in the back of AD's mind.
Do you see AD, we know what AD is going to do this year, and I don't want to be bringing up AD's contract status till probably the end of the year. But in your mind, how big of a role is it to have LeBron and Anthony Davis on the same team?
It's whatever LeBron wants it to be. And reports I've been reading is LeBron has said he wants to take the back seat and let Anthony Davis do what he does. AD is still so young. He hasn't even reached his full potential yet. Put him with a guy, LeBron James. He could feed him. LeBron's a threat driving. It's going to be Lob City with the Lakers between those two. I think LeBron's going to help Anthony Davis's career. It's gonna be crazy.
I hope you're right in that regard for the Lakers. And, you see what's going on. We mentioned the Clippers. We mentioned the Lakers. This is going to be one crazy hallway series.
Oh, yeah.